Hi guys and welcome back. Today I am working on some Halloween artwork. I'm excited to do that this season. I'll talk a bit about that, but today's I think just gonna kind of be a nice low-key chat while we paint kind of a video. So if you'd like to pull up some of your artwork that you're working on and hang out with me while I work on this, I'm gonna talk a little bit about the process of this painting and some other things, some life events, and yeah, we can just catch up and talk a little bit. First, I do have an announcement about the painting that I'm working on. It's going to be the postcard for Patreon for anyone signed up during September, and that ships out in October, so it's perfect timing for this spooky Halloween postcard. And if you get the top tier, the citrine tier over on my Patreon, that is a package that includes this postcard, but it also includes other art goodies. And this month I am doing a special Halloween package that has extra artwork and goodies in it, a little bit extra than usual, and I'm really excited about it. I have actually a sticker sheet already designed if you want to check that out. I have it actually as a public post over on my Patreon, so there is a link down in the description so you can go check out my Patreon, see if you'd like to sign up for any of those tiers. But anyways, let's just jump right in with this painting. So, as it's probably pretty obvious, this painting is intended to be very Halloween themed, which is really fun and exciting. Usually I am looking for ways to incorporate that feeling into my paintings without making them feel very tied to this holiday, since I want it to be something usually that's very universally viewable, whether you're looking at it in February or October. And it was fun to be able to do a painting that is just really embracing the colors of Halloween and certain icons that are really strongly associated with Halloween, like the jack-o'-lantern or the character here, which is a vampire. I just was really enjoying the process from beginning to end with this. Well, with some hiccups in the middle, but mostly I enjoyed the process of this one, of just getting into that Halloween spirit. It was really fun just to think through it and just indulge in a lot of things that I usually cut out or tailor so that it's much more subtle. My color comp process usually is one of two ways, depending on how complex the piece is or how unsure I'm feeling about it, or how much I want it to be perfect. And sometimes I will do color comps where I will print off the image onto watercolor paper. I will spend hours sometimes really fine-tuning exactly what pigments I'm using and what colors, and other times I will just map out the basic colors and basic values digitally and then use that as just a jumping off point, and then I can tailor the exact color temperature of each color and a little bit of value variation as I'm working on it. I find that this method, while sometimes has things go wrong and some serious struggles, it also allows certain things to evolve more as I'm working on the painting, which is an exciting and nice way to work sometimes. I definitely prefer the approach where I can really just get the idea perfected and I know exactly what I'm doing, but I definitely think there's value, at least for me, in having a different way of going about things. But anyways, with this piece, I did the digital approach where I mapped out the colors and I did a basic value screen where I could just see and make sure that everything read correctly as far as where the darks were and where the lights were and the midtones and everything. And I actually found that as I worked on this piece, I was much happier with the final result color-wise than I was with the color comp, which is exciting. Not that I felt like the color comp was lacking, but being able to look at the final, I just felt like it evolved into something that was much more rich. But the one area that I really struggled with quite a bit with this piece was actually the background. I'm happy with where it ended up, but the process was rockier than I would have preferred. And that's just a key example of when I tend to do a looser approach to having a color comp and I don't exactly have everything mapped out or everything figured out. It means that sometimes I end up making uncertain decisions and then struggling with that. And for the background, my initial concept in my mind was just for it to be very wet on wet and textural and just having lots of oranges and yellowy colors mixed in. And as I worked on it more, it became less of that. And I'm not even certain that my original image of it really would have worked all that well for what I actually wanted it to look like. But yeah, because I wasn't really sure what it was actually going to end up looking like, but it wasn't looking like what I originally thought. I was in this weird limbo where I was trying to figure it out as I went along. It was very unnerving. It's not a feeling that I enjoy when I'm working on a painting. And I realized that I was getting sloppier with my application of washes and my line work. And I have noticed this about myself in the past, and it is not a habit that I'm okay with. I'm really trying to pay more attention to it, but I've noticed that when I feel uncertain about certain areas, my quality starts to go down. Obviously unintentional. I would never intend to do worse quality work, but I have noticed that. And I realize that the more I'm aware that that seems to happen, the more I can combat that. It allows me to take a break, to rethink my strategy. And usually one of the solutions is that I need to look back at that thing that I'm feeling uncertain about, that I feel like I'm kind of failing at or isn't quite right. And then I think through, what does it need to actually make it right, or make it as right as I can at that point. And then I do what I can to resolve it. And usually that helps me feel much more confident about the direction that the piece is going and the outcome. I feel like it's going to potentially turn out and be okay. And that was what I had to do with this one. I had to step away from it for a little bit, look at it, make a game plan, really just figure out what exactly I felt wasn't working with it and what the end goal could be. And that helped a lot. And I found that where I was getting kind of sloppy at, I had actually moved on from the background at that point, and I was working on the hair, and I felt uneasy about it, about the whole painting, even though at that point I had barely started working on the character. So that was a good point for me to realize that I was going downhill fast and for me to course correct. But let's sidestep a little bit from talking about the painting and talk about that life event that I wanted to mention. And that is something that's really exciting for me, but maybe not so much for you. But I got a new kitten. I am super excited about this. I have a cat who I love dearly. Her name is Hazel. She is my buddy. She hangs out with me while I work. And when she's not hanging out with me, she's napping in my bathroom cupboard because that's her favorite hidey hole. But I've been thinking about getting another cat for a while now, and it felt like the right time now. And a kitten seemed like the best fit to go with our adult cat. So I got myself a black kitten from the animal shelter where I live, and she is awesome and really cute, and she bites a lot, and I love her. She doesn't have a name yet. I'm still working on that, but yeah, I'm really excited about that. She is currently locked in our kitchen because that is the right thing to do when you're introducing cats, is to very slowly let them get used to the fact that there's going to be another cat in the house. So you probably could hear her, maybe you could hear her meowing throughout this video. She's not happy about being trapped in there since I had her out and I was playing with her for a little bit, but yeah, that's the fun, exciting event. It's really fun. And I did not get her because of the season, as in I didn't get a black cat because it's Halloween season. I just happen to really love black cats, but it's kind of fun to be able to have a little black kitten in the house for the season of Halloween. And I had so much fun designing her outfit that this character is wearing. It was fun to embrace, again, the Halloween mood and very specific theme for this piece, since usually I look for clothing that's a little bit more on just like the magical side or whatever the mood I want in that piece, which really can vary. But yeah, it was fun to think about what the outfit for, say, someone who might be dressing up specifically for Halloween would wear, and then applying that to this character. So it was just fun. It was fun to design the little details, to design these really subtle moons and stars that were going to go on her shirt, which I love details like that that are more of like a second read. If you're looking at it, you can see it and you can pay attention to it, but they're not all vying for the same level of attention. And I love the skirt. I wish I had a skirt like this in real life. It was fun to paint the stripes like that. And in the end, I'm really happy with how the colors ended up working together. I wasn't 100% sure at the beginning, but as I worked through it, it just ended up feeling right. This orange, green, black, red kind of color scheme just worked with the feeling that I wanted. And don't forget, if you are interested in getting a print of this piece in the form of the exclusive postcard, the only way to get that is to sign up by September 30th. That's the last day of this month over on Patreon for either the $10 Patreon exclusive postcard tier or the Citrine tier, which is my art package tier. And there is a link down in the description that'll take you over there to check that out. And I also have the original painting available at my shop. So if you're interested in owning this original painting, there is a link to the shop down below. And as always, I want to give a massive thank you to my patrons over on Patreon. You guys, you know hopefully how much I absolutely adore you. You guys are incredible. I can't thank you enough for the support that you give me. You guys help me to be able to make these videos and to make this artwork. So thank you for that. I do have a link to my Patreon down below. Again, I already mentioned that, but it's there. So that is it for today. I will see you guys again later with some more art content, and yeah, I'll see you then.